All right, so last thing we are going to look at using the algebra blocks is factoring. So what we are going to be looking at is 2x squared minus 2x minus 12. And I wrote down that this is a product. And so what we are going to be looking for is the two factors that make the product rather than having the two factors provided and we are looking for the product. We are given the product and we are going to be looking for those two factors. So let's begin by placing our product using blocks on the mat. So we have 2x squared, so we'll use these. And it's a positive 2x squared, so it's going to go in the positive. So there is our 2x squared right there. And then negative 2x, so that's going to go on the negative side. And we're going to use these as our x values. So negative 2x, there we go. And then we have a minus 12. So we're going to put our 12 little green cubes on the mat. All right. And so to get our two factors, we are going to find out what lines up in the factor track to get the two factors. But to do that, first we have to make a complete rectangle within the quadrants. So to do that, your shapes on the algebra blocks mat have to be arranged in a certain way. So to make it more ideal to make your rectangle. So I'm going to figure out a way to arrange my shapes so that we can fill in some shapes on the factor track. So I'm going to leave these two as they are, but I'm going to see if I arrange all of my green cubes, which is our negative 12 like this, to see if that would help us at all. All right, we'll put them just like so. Okay. All right. And so now they're all organized, but we don't really have a complete rectangle here. But we can use our zero pairs to fill in the empty spaces that we have here. Because if we use zero pairs, they don't really count as a value because they are canceling each other out. So that's fine. We can place them on our thing. All right, so we could put 2 here and maybe 2 here. All right, because it lines up with the green and it lines up with our 2x squared, so that should be okay. And then we can also put 4 on this side as well, and those will just cancel right out. All right, and I actually do not have enough of these yellow blocks, so just for the sake of the video, I'm going to fill in this last zero pair yellow right here with green cubes, but just imagine that that is a yellow block. I apologize for that. All right, so now we have a pretty good rectangle here. So then to get our two factors, we're gonna fill in some blocks on the vertical side of the factor track and the horizontal as well. And that's gonna give us our two factors. You know, whatever's on the horizontal side is gonna be one factor and whatever's vertical is gonna be another. So let's fill those in. All right, so it looks like we can do 1x and a couple green cubes as just our single values here. So we'll fill that in. And that lines up well with what we have on the mat. And then we can also, so that's all set. Our vertical track is all set. So now let's look at the horizontal. So it looks like we can fill in 2 of these down bottom. And then on the negative side, we're going to have to fill it in with 6 green cubes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. So now what we have on the factor track lines up with everything that we have on our quadrant mat, on our rectangle that we have created on our quadrant mat. So we can first look at the horizontal factor track, and that will be our first factor. So we have, and I'm going to write it down and then I'll show you at the end like I usually do. So we have a positive 2x, so 2x right there, and then we have a negative 6. So 2x minus 6. All right, and now we're going to look at the vertical. So we have a positive, they're all on the positive side, so no negatives here. So we have a positive x and a positive 2, so plus 2. All right, and that is our answer. So our 2 factors and our answer is 2x minus 6 and x plus 2.